Hi, I'm Cash. Welcome to Cash Talks Football. With my over 20 plus years of coaching experience all over the world, I'm here breaking down goals and defending. Hopefully you can take something away, become a better player or a better coach, depending on what you're looking to learn. Or you can just laugh along with me with some of the defending that goes on in the professional game of football. Now, obviously, here's United. They've got a free kick out here. Now, I know this is a pre-season with United and Dortmund, and I haven't really been into the pre-seasons or recording any of their games, just because it's pre-season. And you never know what teams people have got out or what they're really doing. And I say that because generally when we're running pre-seasons, what we'd do is we would put out a hodgepodge sort of a team, and the fact that we'd be working on our back four and maybe our strikers and kind of leave our midfield out, bring our midfield in the second half, we'd take our strikers out, so you never really know how strong our team was. All these little mind games they do happen, and it does play along. It all depends on what the how far the club is going along with what it was. You know, if you're a new manager you're doing something different. Whether or not, if like Ten Hag, he's been there for a bit, he's obviously doing something different. But let's talk about this free kick right here. That defensive line, I can't stand this, right? And there's a couple of reasons why. Everyone is facing that way. Everybody. So if you're trying to clear the ball, you're going to clear it the way you're facing, and it's going to go that way, right? You don't want to do that. I want my team back here on the 6-yard box, making it a bit of a mess and be able to get rid of the ball, so we're all facing down the field, so when we clear the ball, it goes the way that we want it to go. Let's have a little look, play this forward, see what happens. Bosh, in it comes, bang. And as you can see, look, he's facing that. It's just ricocheting him. If he's facing down the field, he's probably able to get a clearer touch on it and maybe get rid of the ball a little bit better. Doesn't, drops to a United shirt, and off it goes. Boom, here we go. Now, here's my second bugbear with all set plays, and if anyone's watched the channel before, no, it's not many of you, but those that do will know I scream about this space here, especially on corners. I'm actually going to break it down this year in the Premier League and show you how many goals get conceded because no one on the defensive team stands in this space here and keeps this zone free and clear. If I'm coughing, it's because I'm giving up smoking. But here we go. Let's have a little look, see what goes on. Bang, goes there. Look at how much space he's got. Now, here's another problem. Look at this player here. He needs to be pressuring the ball. Not necessarily this guy because he's coming at a weird angle. He can close the space down. He really can't. Let's have a little look. By the way, little wee man here takes a great touch and puts it in the top bin. Great strike. Great goal. Can't take it away from him. But also, he's got all the time in the world to find that. It's an easy goal for him to score because there's no pressure on him whatsoever. Let's move on to the next goal and see what we can find. Oh, so if you wanted to be a good defender or midfielder, stand in that space. You'll stop a lot of these goals happening. Here we are. We're going to pick this right up now as he plays the ball through. It's going to go into the left-back position here. And you see the left-back tries to get in front of the striker, dives in and goes to ground. Makes a big mistake here. There's probably 100 reasons why he's done this. One of the first reasons is he probably doesn't know how good this kiddie is here. He's overcommitted, and now it's a foot race in behind. But there's something else I want you to watch. Watch how the other defenders and the other United players react to what's going on here. Boom, goes on. He's going out there. He's running back to his goal because it's Harry Maguire, and he loves standing by his goal because he's there to watch the ball go in the back of the net because he's done something dumb again. Right, there's a guy there. You don't really want to get too close to him, but that's too far away. And also, you can see he's one step ahead of everyone else there, and he's a step ahead of the ball there. He's opening up the space to make it easier for him to play the ball into. And I'm not talking about the space here. I'm talking about the space here, okay? That's why that one step makes a difference. I remember doing a breakdown years ago of Paolo Maldini and the difference of making one step and the fact that one step saves you goals or concedes you goals. That one step. And here, he's made 3 steps away in the wrong direction, and this is what ends up happening. Watch. Bump. That space ends up increasing. He stays that 1 yard ahead of his defender, and this space ends up getting bigger. Player here sees the gap, runs in through. Not much he can do because obviously the left backs kind of left them hung and dry here. That's the first mistake. That's the real problem here. But then they don't do anything else here to clothe the pressure here. He's got the ball. You think he's going to shoot. He doesn't. That space that's been opened up by him taking 2 extra steps forward, you can still see it now. He's still 2 steps forward. So when the ball goes and gets knocked back, do you see him stopping and trying to go to get close to challenge for the ball? If he was doing what I wanted him to, he would have stopped there instead of there. That's the one step I'm talking about. And he might have been able to put a challenge or a block in instead of doing what Harry Maguire's really good at doing, watching the ball go in the net. And you see there for those for the pass and the shot, he stood still. So for that couple of points of a second, he couldn't block a shot and he couldn't mark that player, and it's gone into the back of the net. Now, quite frankly, the guy on the back post should have done him better, and we pick on Maguire because, well, he's awful. But, yeah, terrible defending, but it is pre-season. Everyone seems to be a bit all over the place, and there's a bit of a bundle there. Let's get on to the next goal and see what we can see. Right, then this is a massive problem. United are playing the ball out of the back, and as you can see right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 Dortmund players being able to put pressure on the back four here. Here's the ball. But if this guy receives the ball, what he really wants is one there and one there. Oh, God, that's too many circles. Even I'm getting confused. Right, so what we really want is when he receives the ball, he wants an out ball there and an out ball there. The reason why is because he's facing that way. Right, so that's a huge problem. He can only go back. And people say this, play the way you're facing. They're actually wrong. The first thing is you want to face the way that you want to play the ball. So you want to face down the field. Well, he can't do that because he's receiving the ball from his goalkeeper. So he can't face down the field. He's got to face towards his keeper. So if he's facing towards his keeper, his other centre-back buddy, oh, here he is, Harry Maguire, number 5. Here he is. Why he's over there, don't know, but there's a problem. He needs to be an outlet for there, and there. You want 3 options if you're trying to play the ball out of the back. Always 3. That isn't the case here. So look at what ends up happening. He gets caught on the ball. He goes immediately trying to get back into shape and cut the pass off. Now he's got 1 pass available. That's it. He can't go to the goalkeeper. This guy's cut off. Honestly, this guy here, he needed to be backpedaling. As much as I'm yelling at Maguire all the time at United, this guy right now needs to realise that danger and cut in here, get back in so he can... Because if he receives the ball, United have got an overload on this side and they're out. And it's easily played out. He doesn't move either. Watch this. As it goes, Bomf, look, completely lazy, no idea what's going on in the game of football, and he tries to play, like, that's the pass right there. Because you can see that guy, that's where he needs to play the ball. He needs to just get rid of it. Doesn't happen. Watch. Bosch plays it in blindly into the midfield. If you did that on my team, I'd just, like, as soon as that goal's up, I'm pulling you off the field. Why are you playing a blind ball into a midfield and there's 3 players there? Play to your teammate, let him deal with it, get back and help him out again and see the danger out. Doesn't do that. All of a sudden, that same space that Maguire created a minute ago, it's still there. And actually, this guy here, Maguire got caught out over here. He should have stayed in there until his centre-back could get back into position. He didn't. He trotted off to midfield to make even more problems. And then, again, what will happen is you'll look at it and you'll blame Maguire. When actually, he should have done his job properly and he should have done his job properly. But it ends up being Maguire's fault again because he's completely out of shape in that position. Simple ball in. Dosh. It's in the back of the net. Yeah, and away we go. Let's check out the next goal. Right, this isn't a goal, and I normally don't do highlights other than goals, but I want to highlight this point about United and getting rid of De Gea, and this is going to be one of the differences of this season. So watch this. Ball comes into Christian Eriksen, who's a terrible football player. He was great 5 years ago, but the one thing that football fans tend to do is they think, oh, this guy was good 10 years ago, and we still think he's good. He's not. He's past it. He didn't get in the starting lineup for Brentford. I don't know why he's playing at Man United now, but he's got the ball here. He loses possession, and that space is still available. Look. Oh, look. Someone's pushed forward again. Everyone's out of shape at the back 4. Ball comes in. Here we go. Ball comes in. Bomph. Keeper sets. Everyone's running back. Keeper makes a good save. Great. Stops running. See him stop running? You can see by his feet. Look, he stopped running. Now he's done that step. You can still, when they do that stutter step, it's like, oh, I should have reacted. Misses. That's fine. But now watch the keeper's reaction. Bomph. It's just pre-season. He's letting him have it. He's screaming at him. Good job, keeper. Good job. That's a keeper's going to hold his back 4 accountable. There's a little bit of difference with David De Gea. He never really had to do that when he was growing up at United because there was always people around him doing it. This is a goalkeeper that wants to take responsibility of his back 4, and you know he's going to hold them accountable. They're not going to be used to that, and it might turn out that they're either could end up being better defenders or crumble. I think they'll be better defenders because they are professional footballers at the end of the day, or babies as I like to call them. And yeah, they might turn out to be a little bit better. This goal here has got pre-season written all over it. The United score. Let's have a little look what's going on. Centre-back facing the wrong way again. Not really paying much attention. Everyone's kind of dawdling at this point. Bomph. And then it turns into... Look, all he's got to do is clear the ball. Doesn't. Tries to take a touch because everyone wants to play the ball out of the back at the moment. And there is a time to do that and there is a time not to. Sometimes you've just got to get rid of the ball and go again. He doesn't do that in this. Leads to a very much of a preseason goal. Look at how many players are there bundling around. Mini Rat takes a shot and bops it into the bottom corner. Mini Rat's happy with himself because he's a Mini Rat. And again, this is the next goal for Dortmund, and it's the same problem. They're trying to play the ball out of the back, and they're not good enough to do it. Now, some of that's because they're playing against a... Look at that. Look how blind that pass is. Straight across there. We can all see that. He's received the ball. Look. Clearly, that's the guy that doesn't want the ball. Why doesn't he want the ball? I'll tell you why. It's because there's two there, and there's two there, and there's one behind. That guy there is what's... If you know about coaching and you're talking about dynamic pressure pockets, what you do is you set a player up on the other team. You set a player up on the other team that you're going to rob, right? So that's what they're doing. You can see it. Look, he's already clocked it. They know what they're doing. They're setting a player up. So when he receives the ball, they're gonna squeeze him. Ready? Did you see it? Look, he's got it. You see him start to squeeze. You see him start to squeeze on that ball, on that player right there. Boom. And as it goes in, but it's already gone. Oh, he doesn't have to do his job because someone else has already done it. That pressure pocket has been fulfilled. Dump, and off they go. Off to the races against United. Bang. Away they go. Little run. Defence is kind of all over the place. But it all comes down from losing the ball again, trying to play the ball. Every single goal United have conceded is because of them. Not because Dortmund's been good or done some crazy play or anything brilliant. It's because they're trying to play the ball out of the back. They're not good enough at doing it, and they've been exposed. And there's another exposure. Taps the ball in the back of the net. And there we go. I don't think United are going to do as well as they did last season. I'm going to do my Premier League pre-season predictions. I still think they've got a good chance of finishing in the top four, mind, because I just don't think everybody else is going to be better. I think United will be better than they were last season, but not good enough to challenge for the title yet. And you can see that by the way that they're passing the ball out of the back, and the lack of complete and utter movement, and their defence is still shaky as hell without Varane back there, and he's just too old now. They're going to be in all sorts of problems. But let's see if I'm right. Season's coming up, boys. See you soon.